Hello everybody, and welcome back to a new video on my YouTube channel. I'm Nicholas, and they did it! It finally happened. Dreamcatcher has earned and won their long overdue and much deserved first music show win. And for many fans of other groups out there, this is something that happens several times a year. For Dreamcatcher, this has been a journey. This has been a clawing, a fighting through so many obstacles to reach this moment. No big company, no big budget, no viral songs, a genre that is so far away from the norm that is usually beloved within K-pop. Basically, nothing really spoke for them besides their talent and besides their passion and their love for music. And at the end of the day, that is rewarded. This well-earned first win. And honestly, I'm already a bit of a mixture of emotions. I already had some tears going down my face earlier. I'm pretty sure it will happen now the moment I actually watch this first win plus Encore stage. I'm already a bit of a mixture of emotions. On the forefront, I'm obviously extremely happy. I'm extremely proud. But I'm also a bit sad, but also mad. Mostly at myself. Because as some of you may have read already on my YouTube community update, I was originally supposed to be here live during this moment, and I can show you. Oh, I actually closed it already. That's a bit weird. Here, that was yesterday. Yesterday, I recorded for the first time during the live broadcast during the final of the nominations and everything. To, if it happens, if their first win occurs, I would be there. I would be there experiencing the moment live with them. And I would have been able to do that today if it wasn't for me being unable to say no. At the end of my shift, my boss came to me and asked, "Hey, we're short on staff. I just came back from COVID. Like, we're really short on staff. Can you do extra hours?" And I already had the scenario brewing in the back of my mind. Man, I'm not sure if they will be nominated for first place today, but maybe they will be. And maybe that first one will happen now. And I won't be there because I may now say yes and stay longer than initially scheduled. But I'm just unable to say no. I'm just that type of a person, even though I felt extremely tired. And as you can hear maybe already, my lungs are burning. I'm still not 100% recovered from COVID. Like, not any can infect anybody anymore, but like I'm still not physically as good as before. Despite that, I still said yes. And it did happen. So I'm a bit mad at myself for not saying no, because due to that, I missed this experience. I missed this moment live, which it really stings a little bit, because I said it on Sunday that that's what I really want to do. I want to be there live during the broadcast, because it's basically, just imagine your favorite club is in the final of whatever, I don't know, the Champions League or whatever cup from whatever sports, and you can't be there live, or you can't watch it at home on TV, and then you basically just, it's just an entirely different thing to experience like that. So I would have loved to be there live when that number one spot showed up on screen, and then let out a passionate, loud scream out of the top of my lungs while the tears start flooding. I unfortunately can't give you that anymore, because I just wasn't here, which, like mentioned, really makes me a bit mad. But nonetheless, let's still enjoy and probably cry together as we watch Dreamcatcher's first music show win plus Encore stage And I already saw just a few little photos on Twitter. I really tried to avoid as much as possible. The tears were flowing. So, let's stop the talking. Let's stop the reacting. Dreamcatcher's first music show win. Okay, but I really want to take actually this moment here already. Look at the top 5. Big Bang, one of the biggest boy groups of all time. YG. Onyu, member of one of SM's biggest boy groups. I, one of the most hyped rookies at the moment, including 2 of the most hyped rookies and young female idols at the moment. Plus DKZ, I think, also actually quite a new group. I haven't heard about them that much yet. But just look at those 3 things, okay? Dreamcatcher is not from a big company. They never had the budget. They never had the hype or the I'm trying to find the right words. They never had that viral moment. They never had those viral members. They never had that viral sound. Rock in K-pop, to this day, always underestimated and never seen as prominent and just as enjoyed as much in comparison to other songs. In this case, it's a bit more EDM, but still, in previous soundtracks. Everything that went into this moment right there was not built on a brand, on a name, or on anything like that, or money. Not speaking against the talent of any of those artists here, definitely not. But everybody knows that those factors play a huge role in these shows. They had none of that. The only thing they had was raw passion, talent, and determination to, no matter what happens, to keep putting out insane music. And to see it get finally rewarded is... it's just validation, okay? Especially against a giant like Big Bang. One of those hype groups like IVE. It's just... the volume would have been here if I watched this live, okay? I'm actually sad. I'm not sure if this is just about due to show champion, but I think on other shows they usually have like 2 groups side by side and then have that pop-up moment instead. So we unfortunately did not get that immediate initiate reaction on stage. But look at them. I don't know what you're saying, Minji, but even Dami's crying. I don't even need to understand what they're saying. I literally don't even need to. Look at Gayon. Look at Sua.
인썸니아가 있기 때문에 우리가 있다는 거 평생 잊지 않고 우리 열심히 활동할게요.
And they're like, no, we can't sing right now. I don't even want to look at the camera right now because, you know, but like... And she's still hitting the entry though. Listen to her. How many times have they imagined this scenario in their head, okay? How many times? Dami needs a moment for herself too. I do love how they, I think I already saw on Twitter like on some people.
사람들은 다 하고 싶은 대로 해 진심 비운 껍데기 뿐인가 왜 눈치를 끈가 봐 기다리다가 딱 봐도 보이지 않는 미래 후회할 때는 이미 늦었단 걸 알아 너 변하기만 하면 닥쳐 Be my side
Hell yeah.
그 없이 맞지 말라고 하는 네 양심과 똑같이 더는 못 속여 달고 있어 먹구름 아래 비를 따라가 All day all night 깊숙이 자리 잡은 그대 Break your heaven now Send my home in the jungle Send my home in the polar 지켜낸 나의 매zo Please someone fight for us
And they sound even incredible here, like... Do you read the name there? She literally can't. She just can't look up. Even here, Sura's energy is off the man. Even here, she's delivering the vocals. This woman. And even here, Nami sounds too badass, man. Don't even care if the video ain't perfect quality or recorded or whatnot. I don't give a fuck. Look at Gaio. And they're like literally can't control themselves, but still they're bowing and again, this mixture of emotion inside of me right now. That is just so happy and proud, but again, this stingy little dagger that's just so mad at me, at myself right now, that it didn't experience this with them together. At the end of the day, it really does matter, I guess, you know. But like feeling that raw energy, and like mentioned, leave out that passionate scream that would have made the neighbors ask themselves who the fuck just got murdered when this showed up here. It's definitely something I will be mad at myself with for a while. because as mentioned, I had the opportunity to just say no. And in those extra hours, where like mentioned also felt really bad to like mentioned still not being even slightly fully on health. Also had bad stuff happen in there, so it's like double terrible, you know? Like not only did I miss this, but I also instead experienced something terrible at work due to that, so it really is a bit overshadowing like an inner conflict within myself on that, but obviously on the forefront I'm just like it's hard to explain, or maybe even not, because the thing is, I've only been here since last year, okay? I've only been in K-pop since 2020. Imagine telling me 5 years ago I would ever cry about music. Like, not just by listening to music, but because something happened within music or whatnot. Before I discovered Dreamcatcher, okay? When I first got into K-pop, I got into K-pop due to G-idol, KDA from League of Legends and whatnot, but like the first group I stand in up until January, basically slowly stand, was Blackpink. And I basically, even, it was such a short time basically, you know, September to January, that are just 4 months. But in that time, where like really just got started with K-pop, I already kinda, I'm not sure what the exact word is, but I basically got already, this frame though, man. I already got a bit, I think the word is desensitized, I have no idea what the exact word is, but basically, as a Blink, or as a fan of any big group basically, whatever it's ITZY, or even G-idol, like some of my favorite other groups, or some of my other favorite boy groups like EXO, like Stray Kids, ATEEZ, and whatnot. They all had these moments too. But that was a long time ago. Shortly after their debuts, I think it took them nearly 2,000 days, which is, I think, the longest time any winner of a music show needed. Which is a crime, by the way, but, you know, just to make a point, because all of those groups had these moments too. But basically nowadays, or at least even in that time, basically every single day, record after record, achievement after achievement, trophy there, award there, and whatnot. It was like basically, I was barely able to like even feel a little bit of excitement, because I'm like, you know, like, this happens every day, you know? Like, it just kind of loses the magic, you know? The magic behind those achievements. Like, it's great to have them, but like, as a fan, it just basically happened every single day. Every single day I go on Twitter and read the next year, Blackpink was the first to blah 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 whatnot, you know? I just got desensitized to it, and just whenever something new popped up, I was like, oh cool, sure, why not? Basically, to make another comparison, outside of K-pop, I don't know, man. I don't know how many of y'all into football, the actual one, not American football. Bayern Munich, here in Germany, have won the league for the past 10, 11, 12 years, I have no idea. Biggest brand, biggest club, stars, huge money, whatnot, not even though, like, there are way more crazy numbers out there in the world of football, across Europe and everything. But, like, they've won it every single year. Like, they've won nearly 30 times or whatnot, every single year when they win, like, probably every single of their fans, or even at least me, I'm like, hey, okay, sure. But then there are those underdogs. Like, when we look at France recently with OC Lille, or if we go back in time, Kaiserslautern. I know many of you have no clue what I'm talking about, but those of you that may know the references I'm talking about here, where the Giants were for once not the ones that come out on top. As mentioned here, a Big Bang, or IVE that won 12 times with their debut song and whatnot, okay? They didn't have the brand, they never had these high-paid players, they never had that and that. They only always had the passion, the raw emotion, and the love for the game. the love for the music. And one day, those underdogs are able to dethrone those giants and finally crown themselves for once as well. And even if it only happens once, even if they only win the league only once, that moment will last forever. That moment is eternal, immortalized. They've immortalized themselves. And that is why, even though I've only been here for a year, I still have gotten to know them so well. They've become my most listened to artists. They've become the artist and the group that I've spent the most hours of my life listening to. I don't have the exact numbers in there again, but like, I only started actively listening to music with K-pop, and I basically have been listening to Dreamcatcher for minimum half an hour to several hours every single day for over 400 days. I've probably heard their voices more than, like, I've heard their voices probably more throughout the past year than from some friends or whatnot. That's how much these women have grown on me. That's how much of a connection I've built to them. Not just with their music, which is, like mentioned, just is so much my thing. K-pop with rock. It's like perfect for me, you know? When I discovered them, I was like, oh my god, this is everything. But this connection to them as persons, as artists, as these passionate, hungry performers that no matter how many obstacles they have to go through, never stopped going. They kept going and going, setback after setback, had several losses in these nominees, in these finals beforehand, but they never stopped, kept working towards their goal, and now have the prize, have the trophy, have that immortalized moment forever. And maybe they will win another one this week. Maybe they will win another one with the next comeback. If so, then awesome. But nothing will compare to this moment right here. For like mentioned, for many other groups, they've experienced that moment as well, but that was like so long ago. Nowadays, if Blackpink wins a music show, if ITZY wins a music show, like mentioned to name some of my other favorites, it's just another moment. Or just another win. Just another piece of the collection. It's nothing special anymore. We can just straight up say it like that. I think every Blink, every Mitzi can agree with that. That they're like, it lost its touch. But this right here was not only the most emotional moment for me that I've had yet the pleasure to experience in K-pop, even though, like mentioned, I wasn't able to experience it truly live with them, but instead now with the knowledge going in, basically. But despite that, you still saw me just start crying the moment they started crying. That's how deep of a connection I've been with them. It's still a moment I will treasure. And as mentioned, unfortunately, instead of experiencing this moment, at very unfortunate moment at work instead, where I guess I could just say it, mention it, just came back from COVID, can't even work quarter as well as usual, but I still have to hear from the other boss. That's not as nice always as my main boss saying, hey, you need to step up. We can't do this. You know, like, you gotta, you know, and I try to say, hey, I can't. I just can't, okay? They're like, hey, you gotta, okay? Where I'm just like, man, I just missed out on this. To have you speak so much shit into my ear right now. My lungs are burning and everything. I wouldn't even need to be there right now, you know? Like, not even in the first place, I probably could have said, hey, I need another week minimum to get back healthy and everything. So, you know, to sadly experience that instead of this will really stick with me for a while. Will really annoy me for a while. But I also now have this moment to look up to, that if I may ever feel sad or down or may experience something like that again, I can look back at this and just feel happy. Because that still remains the forefront emotion coming out of this. As unfortunate as that accident now here is, still the thing I care the most about is that these young talented, passionate women have finally achieved what's been not only long overdue, but that they have especially earned. And I guess I could drag this out now much longer and add so many more things, but I think I've said enough now. I think I've added enough that there may need to be added. I don't think I can say much more right now, other than I hope they celebrated it like a Champions League win, like a trophy win, like that championship victory, because they deserve to celebrate. As mentioned earlier, no big company, not a lot of budget, no big brand, no big viral moments or whatever to bring them into this position. The only ones that brought them to this moment are themselves. I hope they're proud of themselves. I hope that also, obviously, every Insomnia is proud of themselves, because without your support, without our support, the girls may not have made it, or may would have lost faith and hope at some point. We gotta pat ourselves on the shoulders as well, that we, because that also obviously as a fandom, of a lesser known group, or like a not big group in that sense, it's also obviously always a knockdown when you work so hard, vote for all these hours. And I will be honest with you, I've never voted for anyone in my life thus far, neither for Blackpink, neither for ITZY, neither for anybody, because I'm just not into all that stuff, I just don't have the time and energy for all that things, which is why I respect everybody that really goes that deeply into this thing so much for it. Without y'all, this wouldn't be possible either, because these votes are needed to give them this victory. So I hope the girls are proud of themselves, and I hope you guys are proud of yourselves. All of us work together to make this moment happen. I'm so thankful that even though I wasn't able to experience it live with them, am now able to reflect on it afterwards with probably a clearer mind going in now than if I would have watched it live. I guess that's the only plus point. Either way, like mentioned, we're closing another 30 minutes. I don't think I can add much more. This was obviously a very unusual video, not your typical reaction, not your typical, Nonetheless, I enjoyed it. I had a lot of fun with it. I hope you guys enjoyed my reaction. If you did, leave a like below to show me that you did. Tell me all your thoughts, all your moments, or just anything you want to say. Tell down below in the comments as well. And as always, if you enjoy what I'm doing, if you want to support me, then you can leave a sub as well, or support on Patreon. It would mean a lot. Now that I basically don't have to, be around for every nomination anymore, we can look forward to what this comeback promotion has still to offer. Maybe more special clips, maybe more special performances. Who knows? I'm looking forward to it. And obviously a lot of other Gatekeeper content as well. So whatever content you may be interested in, whatever content you may be watching in for, we'll see you again soon on the channel. Stay safe, and happy. Thank you to every Insomnia. Without y'all, I wouldn't even be half enjoying making these videos as much. Dreamcatcher has now reached, I think, around 100 videos on this channel, which I think a fifth or so, like 20%. I'm basically a Dreamcatcher channel, Nicholas K-pop, Dreamcatcher, whatever. So thank you, Insomnias, for all your support, for everybody that's been watching my reactions, and follow me on my journey through discovering them, to reacting to every song, to now reaching this moment. I know that all of you that have been there since day one must feel even more than me right now. I can't even imagine how I would feel right now. I know I probably wouldn't even be able to take it if it was here since 2017. I've been here since just 1 year and I'm still a bit speechless. But either way, thank you so much for everything. Have a great day. And thank you so much for watching.